ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अन्तर्यश्च बहिर्विधूततिमिरं ज्योतिर्मयं शाश्वतं स्थानं प्राप्य विराजते विनमतामज्ञानमुन्मूलयन् पश्यन् विश्वमपीदमुल्लसति यो विश्वस्य पारे परः तस्मै श्रीरमणाय लोकगुरवे शोकस्य हन्त्रे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। श्लोक 33। अहं कृतिं यो लसति ग्रसित्वा किं तस्य कार्यं परिशिष्टमस्ति किञ्चिद्विजानाति सनात्मनोऽन्यत् तस्य स्थितिं भावयितुं क्षमः कः। Ramana Maharshi, after suggesting the Atma Vichara, continuing from the previous shloka, if we have done the Atma Vichara properly, what did he say? Ahankara is eliminated in the previous shloka. Here he says, once the change takes place from Ahankara to Atma, the purpose is served. Mission accomplished. Ahankara Vichara we did, and we got to know the Moola is Atma, and the purpose is served. Once we know our own nature, what is there to do? Atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnasya dochyate. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruhaha pitaraghavayakrodaha sthitadir muniruchyate. That is the lakshana of a jnani. Mission is accomplished. See the shloka. Basically, this is Jivan Mukti Phalam. The shloka talks about Jivan Mukti Phalam. Yaha aham krutim grasitva. Yaha aham krutim grasitva. Grasanam. Grasanam means one who swallows. In the previous couple of shlokas we saw one who eats. It had come. Grasanam means to swallow. What will a jnani swallow? He will swallow the ahankara. It is not literally, figuratively it has been told. Ahankaram over a plate la vechita. Aha, saptita. That is not the thing. Figuratively told. He means what? He makes ahankara as a mithya entity. Non-substantial mithya entity. That is what jnani does by using the word grasitva. Yaha means jnani. Yaha jnani aham kritim grasitva. He swallows the ahankara. There is no individuality at all. He makes sure that there is no individuality. How does he leaves or get lost of individuality? By successfully doing Atma Vichara. Through Atma Vichara, Ahankara is dissolved. Through self-inquiry, the not self is dissolved. And what was the word in the previous shloka? Gaveshanam, Vicharanam, Satya Vicharanam. These were the different words used for inquiry. Gaveshanam is one word. Here, Grasitva is the another word, meaning the same thing, inquire. Okay, nicely I have swallowed Ahankara. What else next? Once I have swallowed Ahankara, something should replace Ahankara, isn't it? What will replace Ahankara? In that position, Atma will come. Here, in the position Atma will come is also figurative. Atma need not come. One plate Ahankara, next plate Atma. It's not like that. When that is not there, Atma is coming means what? Has come. Ahankara goes, Atma is seen. When Ahankara is there, Atma is not seen as myself. Atma is seen something as Paraha. Now Atma is seen as Aham. When Atma is seen as Ahameva Asti, how does the Jnani look like? No Miss Universe contest for him. He shines out. Lasati. Lasati means shines out without applying any ointment, without any cream. He shines with Atma Jnanam. Any cream you apply to become glorious, it is derived from the root word in English, glow. Glorious is derived from the word called glow. That will, for Jnani, any cream will not, that doesn't make any sense. Atma Jnanam itself will give Brahma Tejas for him. Because what else is there for a Jnani apart from knowing that he himself is everywhere? This is Brahma Tejas, Brahmanubhava. Brahmanubhava through understanding. He shines. Lasati. Okay, then what? After knowing that he is the Atma Swarupaha, I said mission is accomplished. And what else he need to do? See the second line. Tasya kim karyam parishishtamasti. A question and an answer itself. What does he say? Tasya kim karyam, that is one way of Anvaya, or kim karyam asti, brackets open, and you can write this also. Kim karyam asti. What else he has to do apart from accomplishing this Atma Tattva or knowing himself as Atma? Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandatyeva. Having known the purpose, should he or she work? Tasya karyam kutram asti. Tasya kim karyam parishishtam asti. Parishishtam means accomplishment. What else he needs to accomplish? I have to buy house, pa. That is the biggest accomplishment for me. Jnani will not say that. Just wait for a couple of years. My son is entering degree. I will finish off that. Few years. ಅವನು ಉಪನಯನ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅದೊಂದೇ ಬಾಕಿ ಇರೋದು. ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಮದ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅತ್ತೆ ಮನೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. ಪರಿಶಿಷ್ಟಮಸ್ತಿ. Lasati, I will shine out. When I complete my duty, I will shine out. These are my duties. Think. What else is there for a Jnani to accomplish? These works, these duties will never end. The duties which we have kept, bachelor to marriage, marriage to education, something and all, blah, 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 will never end. Why it will not never end? Because as long as Ahankara is there, duty will persist. I have to do that, I have to do this in the name of Dharma. See, I am a Gruhasthana, I should do my duty as a wife. I should do my duty as an husband because I am not ready to leave my Ahankara. So I cite quotations from Dharma. You know what Dharma, Manu Dharma Shastra has told in this regard? Wife has to do her duty. Husband has to do his duty. Now Manu Dharma Shastra comes. When he says, shut up your mouth and do Gayatri Japam, that will not come. Manu is different. He will tell something else. That will not come. Think. We are not ready to give up the Ahankara. We say duty is important. Today, I have to tell this. For me also, it was a new thing. Morning, one of our students sent a message. What is that message? What does the three layers of Upanayanam, 3 threads of Upanayanam signifies? Anybody knows? We might tell Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Jagrat Swapna Shushupti. Whatever is three, we have to just add. ನಮ್ಗೇನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಮೂರು ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ವ ರಜಸ್ ತಮಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಜಾಗೃತ್ ಸ್ವಪ್ನ ಸುಷುಪ್ತಿ. Something else, or wherever three is there, we will indicate morning, afternoon, evening. It was three. That is not the thing. Manu Dharma Shastra, second chapter, shloka number 170. I was aware of this, but it was not there in my memory. When this person sent, I was very happy. He says, the shloka is like this. Tatra yad brahma janmasya maunji bandhana चिन्हितम तत्रास्य माता सावित्री पिता आचार्य उच्यते. The moment the father initiates his son into upanayana samskara, mother, the physical mother, will lose her status of mother itself. See there. Tatra yad brahma janmasya. Brahma janma means upanayanasya, brahmopadeshasya. Tatra yad brahma janasya maunji bandhana chinvitam. Maunji bandhana means the three thread. Chinvitam, ಮೂರಳೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಲ್ಲ ಅದು. Having initiated into Gayatri mantra and the three thread is there. Tatrasya mata, who? Savitri. The mother Savitri will take over the physical mother. The physical mother cannot claim that he is my mother now. He is my son now. ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಉಪನಯನ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದು. That is why on the day of Upanayanam, mother has to keep her son on the lap and feed. ಎಂಜಿಲ್ ಊಟ ಕೊನೆಯದು ಅವಾಗ್ಲೇನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಹೋಗು ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ? She has to send him to the Gurukulam, because your real mother is Gayatri, not me. My purpose is done. You have come through me. Father has initiated into Gayatri. Please go to the Acharya. I don't claim that you are my son now. Who is telling? Manu Dharma. Manu Shastra is telling. இது தெரியாமல் பண்ணிட்ட உபநயனம். என்னுடைய அம்மா, என்னுடைய அப்பா. ஐயோ, how beautiful it is. Tatrasya mata Savitri. Next, Pita. Pita will continue. The father will continue because he is the next guru. The first guru for a Vatu is the father, because father will initiate into Gayatri mantra. And the third is Acharya, because he will learn the Veda. So the three lines, the three threads as Upavitam is Savitri, Pitaha, initiated Pitaha, and the Acharya. You can verify if you want. Second chapter, 170th shloka of Manu Dharma Shastra. Very nice. ಅದು ಹೇಳಿಪ್ಪ, ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಹಿಡಿ, ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸನ್ ಹಿಂದೆನೇ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಎರಡು. So what else is there? Why I am telling is, where is the duty for a jnani? He has accomplished everything. Kutra vasti? What is the karya left for him? Because he has attained moksha. He has attained moksha. When a jnani has attained moksha, what about dharma, artha, kama? What happens to dharma, artha, kama when jnani has attained moksha? Don't say I don't know. Because dharma, artha, kama falls within moksha, because moksha is limitless. Artha, kama and dharma is limited. It gives limited phala. Moksha is limitless. It falls within moksha. He has attained everything. There is no kartatva and bhoktritva for a jnani, because there is no duty to be performed. When there is no duty to be performed, where is the result as enjoyership, bhoktritva? Tasya kim karyam parashishtamasti. There is no goals for him. இன்னைக்கு வேலை ஆயிடுச்சு, அடுத்த வருஷம் வேற கம்பெனி பார்க்கலாம், டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கம்பெனி, ப்ரமோஷன். Or in the terms of Vedic language, if you have to talk, ರುದ್ರಹೋಮಂ ಪಣ್ಯಾಚೆ, அடுத்தது ಶತಚಂಡಿ ಪಣ್ಯಾಚೆ, ಸೋಮಯಾಗಂ ಪಣ್ಯಾಚೆ. Next what? No. The day I leave my ahankara, all the duties will fall. Don't say that I have to complete the duty and then come for Vedanta. It will never happen. As long as ahankara is there, karma will continue. Because karma is related to ahankara, kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Third line. Saha atmanaha anya kinchidna vijanati. Having known that he is the Atma Tattvam, he is Atma Swarupam, and he doesn't have any work to accomplish. And how does he see? Saha Atmaha anya kinchidna vijanati. Third line. He will not perceive or he will not see anything else apart from his own self. Because whenever there is a kartrutva and bhoktrutva, he has to differentiate between the enjoyer and the doer. Whenever there is an enjoyership and a doership, naturally everything is different. Either the enjoyer is different from the doership, or it might be both. But what is that object which is giving me enjoyment? Naturally, the Dvaita Bhava will come. Here, Saha Atmanaha Anya Kinchid na Vijanati. Vijanati means he will not see anything apart from him. Then you might ask a question, what about Anatma? If he sees everything as Atma, what about Anatma? Anatma also is not there. Anatma is superimposed on Atma. It is a non-substantial thing. It is only name and form, pictoless, no substance. Just as all the dream objects fall back on the waker, all the Nama Rupa, Mithya Jagat falls on me, the Satyam. Dream object, dream people will continue as long as I continue. I means the waker continues to enjoy the dream. I am not bothered of the dream because I have projected the dream. So I can take it back whenever I want. Similarly, all these Nama Rupa, the objects, people, everything, I resolve it back. I take it back because it is superimposed on me. I am giving light to them. First shloka. Very nice. Saha Atmanaha Anya Kinchidna Vijanati. Okay. Can you then tell me what would be the state of a Jivan Mukta? If you ask, Ramana Maharshi says, that is impossible. He says, impossible. I cannot talk about the state of mind of a Jnani. I cannot describe. He says, fourth line, Tasya Sthitim Bhavayitum Kaha Kshamaha. Very beautiful way of analyzing. He asks a question. In the question itself, there is an answer. Tasya Sthitim Bhavayitum Kaha Kshamaha. Kaha Kshamaha. Kaha Kshamaha means who is capable of visualizing the state of a Jivan Mukta. Means what? There is no question at all. Nobody can visualize the state of Jivan Mukta. Bhavayitum means visualizing. Visualizing. Tasya Sthitim. Tasya Jivan Mukta Sthitim. The state of a Jnani, nobody else can visualize. There is only one way if you have to visualize. What is the state? If I have to know the state of the mind of a Jnani, only one way. You have to become a Jnani. You become a Jnani, you know the state of Venda. If you tell like that, we don't want to become it. Because for us, easy to identify somebody. Because we can judge a person. He is a very angry fellow. He is a stubborn. He is very orthodox, very religious. there are many wrong notions about him or her, because we are comfortable in judging. Because when Jnani, we cannot judge. Because if you say Jnani is like this, he will next time he will behave oppositely. You will get confused. Even Jnaniya, Ajnaniya, Paityakara madre aadrane. Enna iva? Theriyadu. So the moment we want to identify a Jnani in certain format, he will totally behave in a different way. And if we have to become a Jnani, it is a different proposal altogether. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೋಣ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ವೇಂಡಾಮೆ. I have to leave all the duties. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಕರ್ಮಭ್ರಷ್ಟನಾಯಿಡುಮೆ. I have to give up the idea, attitude of ahankara. I cannot do that. Just now school admission ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮಗನಿಗೆ. How can I leave? Just a rented house I purchased now. Now I have purchased not even 15 days over. Advance ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೋಯ್ತೆ. I have just signed an agreement. New project has come. Think ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಬೇಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ. We can praise somebody as ಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ that avastha we don't want. Think he is telling tasya sthitim bhavayitum na kshamaha. Not at all possible to explain the state of a jnani. I have told this many times. Swami Vivekananda was asked this: how can Swami Shivananda, who's the after Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Vivekananda, and Swami Shivananda. This is the order. So Swami Shivananda, he was called by Vivekananda as Mahapurusha Maharaj. Swami Maharaj, how can we understand? Shivananda is asking, not Divine Life Society, I'm talking about Ramakrishna Mission. How can we ask? How can we know your mind? Vivekananda's mind, how can we know your mind? Shivananda is asking. And Vivekananda says, another Vivekananda should be born to know my mind. One answer. There should be one more Vivekananda to understand me. All Jnanis are one, Upadhis are different. All Jnanis are one. A Jnani might just leave, means he might just leave in a footpath, he must just roam around. Another Jnani might become a Jagadguru, a Peethadipati also. There is no difference, only Upadhi is different. Because Ishvara wants that Upadhi to become a Jagadguru. The same Ishvara wants another Jnani to become a beggar. The mind of a Jnani is totally different. We cannot judge a Jnani by our own parameters. Tasya sthitim bhavayitum kakshamaha. Nobody is capable of knowing the state of a Jnani. We have to become a Jnani. That is the shloka. Next one, 34th. Ahasputam tattvamasi veda. Tatapyasam prapya paratmanishta. Bhuyo vicharo mati durbalatvam. Tatsarvada swatmataya hi bhati. This shloka shows that it is SadDarshanam is not in order. Anyway, I have discussed this earlier also. From now on, almost 3 shlokas are all atom bombs. I thought I will skip this shloka. This is definitely not for all of you. None is exception here. This shloka is not for all of you. I thought I will skip this. And I also had a mind that I will take at the last, after the end of the class. But since it is in the order, I thought, okay, let me go through. It is highly complex shloka. Take it from a pinch of salt. Anyway, already we have seen the 22nd shloka was a statutory warning. This is 34, 35, 36 is another strong warning. And especially not for beginners. All of you. I don't know how you will take. Beautiful Ramana Maharshi. He says, Atma Vichara is possible only through Vedanta Vichara. First point. He says, Atma Vichara is possible only through Vedanta Vichara. There is no other way. Means what? Ramana Maharshi is accepting the importance of Vedantic study. First point. Just by inquiring who am I, just by a teacher talks without the textbook, useless. There should be a pramana for what I am speaking. So Vedanta, Atma Vichara means it is Vedanta Vichara only. Just inquiring who am I sitting in the corner like a broomstick, that is not the idea. And here you see, any instrument or any means for knowledge, it has its own purpose. Any instrument or any means of knowing has its own purpose. For example, there is a knife. Knife is an instrument or a means to cut the vegetables, to cut the fruits. And I should know how to handle this knife in cutting vegetables or fruits. If I don't know how to handle this instrument or an object called knife, I might cut my finger while cutting the vegetables. Isn't it? Simple. I'll be cutting. I might open this index finger and then cut if I don't know how to handle the knife. This holds good for any object or any instrument in the world. Before using the instrument as a process, as a means of knowing or as a means of using, I should know how to handle that object. This holds good with respect to Vedanta study also. Vedanta Vichara is also a means. I should know how to handle it. If I don't know how to handle Vedanta as a subject, it is a very serious problem, is what Ramana Maharshi says. See how from where to where we are traveling. This is a very beautiful shloka. If I don't know how to handle Vedanta as a means, Vedanta becomes a big burden to me. Then naturally the question is, what is Vedanta Vichara meant for? Yes. So before handling, I should know its purpose, its utility, isn't it? What is Vedanta Vichara meant for? Answer is very simple. Vedanta Vichara is meant for securing independency from everything. Why do you study Vedanta? If somebody asks, we should tell Vedanta Vichara or study of Vedanta is a means to secure independency from everything. And to be very precise, emotional independence. Emotional independence from a situation, from an object, and from the people around. Emotional independence from Pancha Anatma. Put that. Highlight it, bold it. Emotional independence precisely from Pancha Anatma. And emotional independence might be from sacred things or secular things. We are not differentiating. All are under the same basket. I should not depend on anything, including the situation, the object, the people. These three, be it secular or sacred, I should be emotionally independent from all this. This is what Vedanta Vichara is. I should know how to handle this. So if I don't know it, Vedanta Vichara's purpose, I am in deep problem. This is my goal. Emotional independence from all these three is my goal. If I forget the goal, then Vedanta Vichara itself become an obstacle. How it can become an obstacle? I will continue to derive a joy or a kind of peace from Vedanta Vichara. Are you getting? If I don't know what Vedanta Vichara is, what is the goal of Vedanta Vichara? The goal is becoming emotionally independent from these three, which I told: objects, a situation, and people. If I forget this, the very fact that Vedanta Vichara itself become an obstacle, how I will start deriving a joy or a kind of peace from Vedanta Vichara itself. Instead of doing some other things, I will keep on attending Vedanta class. That becomes an obstacle because it is a means. Just as I don't need mobile phone because I am preoccupied with phone. I have given up all the family members because mobile phone is there. That is now an obstacle. You will give up mobile phone also and start doing Vedanta Shravana Manana Nididhyasana to derive a piece of Vakyas in the Vedanta. Are you getting? Very subtle? That's why I told it is not for all of you because you just started. You just started the study. I pray to the Bhagavan, you will at least this shloka, these three shlokas, you should listen and forget immediately. Not all the other, these three. Because if you keep this in mind, then for me tomorrow, what should I do? 9:15 to 10. ನಮ್ದು ಕಾಳು ಬೇಯಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮರ್ತ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮರ್ತ್ಬಿಡಿ. Coming back. So know the goal. With this background, you see the shloka. Beautiful shloka, really worth how and all Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has thought over. First line. Vedaha Tattvamasiti Sputam Maha. Vedaha Tattvamasiti Sputam Maha. Vedaha, you can put Vedanta also, no issues. Means what? Vedanta is clearly telling you are Brahman. Vedanta is clearly telling you are Brahman, the consciousness principle. When Vedanta tells you are Brahman, a consciousness principle, it is Vedanta is requesting you to derive the joy or derive the peace from yourself. Tattvamasi, it is Sputam Maha. Very clearly Vedanta is telling, you are the source of joy. You are the source of peace. Learn to derive the Ananda, the happiness, the peace from your own nature, not from Vedanta. Learn to derive the happiness from your own nature, not from the Vedanta Vakyas. It is Putamaha, very clear, because your nature is Ananda Swarupaha. Not even Vedanta Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, height of Vedanta. Vedanta will not give me Ananda. Vedanta is telling your nature is Ananda. Learn to derive Ananda from your own nature. அப்படியா? என்னக்குள்ளேயே ஆனந்தம் இருக்கா? எந்த ஆனந்தம் அது? எனக்கு தெரியவே தெரியலையே. நான் நினைச்சேன் என்ன ஆத்துக்காரி கொடுப்பா, ஆத்துக்காரா கொடுப்பா, இல்ல பையா கொடுப்பா, இல்ல நான் கட்டினேனே பெரிய பங்களே அது கொடுப்பா. நீங்க பார்த்துட்டு இருக்க ஒற்றை இருக்கீங்க. ஆமா. I am thinking my spouse is giving me Ananda. The peace is derived from the spouse. Badnekai. My son, daughter is giving me Ananda. Wrong. Not even Vedanta Vichara is giving Ananda. Vedanta is clearly telling you are the source of Ananda. Think. Tattvamasi iti sputamaha. Very clearly it is there. Derive Ananda from your own nature. Don't have a shabby face. Not even Vedanta. Abba. Correct now? What I thought I should have skipped this shloka. The role of Guru is very important here. Guru should always make his or her Shishya independent. Guru is also a means because we see Guru and Shastra as one and the same. Guru should always make his or her Shishya independent. Because Shishya, when he becomes a Guru or he becomes a matured Shishya, if he goes away from the Guru, what happens? Guru will cry. Shishya gone. He should cry. That is not the duty of a Guru. That to a traditional Guru who is, his life is dependent on Vedanta. No. You all are having a family. If a son or daughter goes away, ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅವಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ? ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ. ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ? ಬೇಜಾರಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ದೂರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ US ಗೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋದ್ರು, ಬರಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ? ಸಾಕಿ ಸಲ ಈ ಹೆತ್ತಿ 9 ತಿಂಗಳು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಥದ್ದಾನೇನೋ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕವಿತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೋದು. Then what happens with the Guru? Guru also will feel the same thing. I taught him so many things. Entire 12 years he or she was with me. Now he has gone. She has gone. Guru also become a samsari. Anyway, Grahastha is a samsari. Guru also will become a samsari because there is no Shishya. That's why I told, from tomorrow if you don't come, what is my pada? Swamiji, we know we can never become Guru in this birth. Think. Vedanta is very clearly telling, be self-dependent. Self means independent. Derive happiness from your own nature, not from the people around, not from the situation around, not from the object around, not even from the Vedanta Mahavakya. Vedanta Mahavakya is telling you are Brahman. That Vakya is not giving Ananda. If Vakya can give Ananda, any other Vakya can also give Ananda. What is the big deal? Mahavakya is not making me be in the Ananda Swarupa. My nature is Ananda, is what Vedanta is telling. Vedaha tattvamasi iti sputamaha. Tathapi, second line, in spite of this, Murkaha, that is not there, I'm adding. In spite of this, there are few Murkhas, like all of us. Paramatmanishta samprapya. We do not attain the nishtha. Paramatma nishtha means Ananda nishtha. Atmanishta. In spite of telling that Vedanta Vakya will not give Ananda, you have to derive Ananda from your own nature. That is, Brahman is my nature, Aham. They don't abide in their own nature, which is a source of peace and joy. Because any addiction is a problem. Because any addiction is a problem. Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana is also a problem because it is an addiction. Not now for us. Generally, I'm telling you. I can, for this shloka, who is the best example? I am the best example. Because any addiction is a problem. I have, to be very frank, I have spent my life 10 to 12 years in Upasana. If I am criticizing Upasana now, it is only because I have gone through that. I criticize Upasana ruthlessly now. I have gone through it. I know what it has given, what it has not given. Upasana has not given me Ananda at all. Whatever Sri Vidya sadhana I was doing, it has not given me 1% Ananda item. It has given me Vishaya Ananda. To be very frank, it has given me Vishaya Ananda. Why Vishaya Ananda? Not on the external things. Thinking about the Ishta Devata is Vishaya Ananda. 12 years of sadhana. Sufficiently, it has given me Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. Never in during my Upasana, I have not done a sankalpa that I should have the Sakshatkara of Bhagavati. Not even once. Not even in dream. That was not my intention. My intention was, there was a vasana of doing some Upasana, especially Sri Vidya. The Sakshatkara might have happened or not, that I am not talking here. That I have spoken in Lalita Sahasranama class. It has not helped me in deriving happiness from my own nature. Upasana has not helped me in deriving happiness or peace from my own nature, but it has made me dependent on that Devata. 12 years of sadhana, I am telling. To test any Upasana, 12 years is enough. At the age of 16, I started. At 32, I gave up. 16 to 16, 32, I know. But still, I'm telling, more than 12 I have done. Right now, even this Vedanta study, I know when to stop. I'm thinking after SadDarshanam stop pannidalama. I have kept some year in my mind, secret. Think, these are the shlokas which it will trigger our mind. It will shake our thought pattern itself. Tathapi Paramatmanishta Samprapya. It will not give. Any Vaidika karma will not, it will make you more dependent and dependent. If your goal is only for Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata, yes, fine. And that is only, it can give only sufficiently, not 100%. Then what are we doing? Tell me. When Upasana cannot give, I had to drop. And there was a lot of rubbing when I have to give up. Lot of rubbing. I've told to most of you, I've just kept sadhana very minimum now, because if I have to initiate, because many people have told only you have to initiate. That is why if you tell no, somebody else will take initiation, then gone. I am very happy. Papa, yaratadru hogappa. Na ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ when if I have to initiate some mantra, then I have to do some japana. That is the rule. At least 108 times. Think. So Upasana, I have stopped. This Vedanta class also will be stopped when we don't. I know, but you don't know. So he's telling derive happiness from your own nature, not from any of these means. Because if you don't know what is the goal, all these means can become a problem. That is the idea. He says, Bhuyo Vicharaha. Bhuyo Vicharaha means if you continue the inquiry, brackets open, losing sight of the original goal, Bhuyo Vicharaha, when you continue the inquiry without knowing the original goal, what happens? Matir Durbalatvam, close the bracket now. The mind is an immature mind. Not knowing the goal, what Vedanta can help me. If I continue the Vedanta Vichara, my mind is an immature mind. I cannot derive happiness at all. Continuous inquiry is a dangerous thing because I don't know the goal. Keep on inquiring, who am I, who am I, who am I? Keep on inquiring. Advent day, non-advent day. ಬೇಜಾರಾಗತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ರೂ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ. ತತ್ ಸರ್ವದಾ ಸ್ವಾತ್ಮತಯ ಭಾತಿ. Fourth line. Tat sarvada is equal to tat paramatma. That paramatma, which is the nature of peace and joy, sarvada bhati. Sarvada bhati means that atma is not shining. Don't write like that, because lasati we have written. That paramatma sarvada bhati means ever accessible for you to tap the source of joy and peace, which is your own nature. What is my own nature? Swatmataya, as my own inner nature, I am ready to tap the ananda. Whenever I am dull because of these three things, object, situation, people, tap, just click one button inside in the heart. You become limitless. When situation, object, people make you limited, tap your inner own nature. One button you tap, you'll become limitless. Tat sarvada bhati swatmataya. This is Vedanta Vichara. If you don't do inquiry properly, Vedanta Vichara is a problem. If you know the goal of Vedanta, this is Vedanta Vichara. It will help you to claim your glory. Claim your glory. Om Sham Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.